Get connected, I guess. There, it says you're live. Howdy. Here we are back at Adam's house with his nice little torch. I'm trying it sideways. Hopefully it'll work out real well for me. And thanks for being there, guys. You don't have your laptop down here, do you?
I can go get it.
Yeah, that way we can see what people are chatting with. But thanks for being there, guys. 707 subscribers last time I looked, maybe even 8, I'm not sure. No, wait, even more than that. Oh, never mind. It's okay. Nice to see that people are watching. Thank you for being there. We're going to be going live and doing stuff with the GTT torch. I'm going to try to set it down over here away from the torch. I think you can see it from that. Let me see. Nope, I'm trying to get it there. Hey, Amber. Hi, Brian. Glad to see you guys are there. And I hope you can see me in and this is the torch. It's a GTT. Major machine compared to mine. Well, with what I do with mine, it's a different story. You're at 666. Okay, be that way. Okay, so here we go. We're going live. We are live. What am I saying? Let's get the torch lit. I think it's sideways. This is going to be great. There we go. Okay. Now I've got an idea that I'm going to be doing. I did these earlier, and I will put a reference down below of me making some quartz figurines for this. What did I do with them? Oh, they're there. I made a tub. I'm hiding, save me. All right, guys, don't get too... I made a little set of these little tiny quartz figurines, and we're going to put inside some marbles here. I've got an angel marble that I'm going to make, and also a mermaid marble that I'm going to make. And you won't be able to see these until probably a couple of days from now, but mainly because it's got to go through the oven to get done, and I won't be back here until another day or two. So, we're going to go from there. Torch is lit. I've got to try to get it a little bit further away from your flame here. There we go. I think so. Okay, now, what I want to do first is I'm going to do an angel. And the angel is a little quartz figurine angel. Oops, I put the tub right in front of the camera. Isn't that nice? Little quartz figurine angel. And it's going to go inside a marble of Pyrex. And these are what I call an impossible possibility. I've been doing these for a long little while. And again, I will put a reference to the marble part of the quartz figurine in the bottom once it's all said and done. But this is boro that I'm putting it around, which is pretty cool. And the way to do that is just basically add a lot of Pyrex around it. And the thing about having a quartz figurine on the inside is that they don't melt so much compared to the boro, which melts a whole lot faster. So we're going to see what goes on. We got 2 people watching in the moment. Probably Adam is one of them.
Not yet.
Oh, you're not in there yet? Cool.
No.
Probably just my kids, but that's okay. But what's going on is I'm going to be heating up the marble, the borosilicate, and just sort of pressing it into the quartz and sealing it around inside the marble itself. thing about the way I'm doing this is because the quartz melts at a higher temperature than the Pyrex, the figurine on the inside stays basically the same size without any problem, and the same, no distortion from the melting from the boro melting around it. In other words, if you had a figurine and it's standing like this, once you encase it in a quartz figurine standing like this, when you encase it in Pyrex, it'll still be like the same position. But if it's a boro figurine inside boro glass, it tends to sort of sometimes distort the figurine. Now, did you catch any of that so far? Hey, Demented, nice to see you.
Same right there too, bro.
Okay, you're going to have to relay while I'm doing this marble here. Right now, again, I'm encasing this marble, or the angel figurine. And the thing about it is, the more glass you put around it, the bigger it's going to be, because the bigger it's going to look, because the Pyrex or the borosilicate tends to lens the size of the figurine on the inside. I wish I could.
Running a little bit of a low,
Yeah,
low oxyplane.
I'm
Keep
sorry.
that oxy up.
Okay, I'm not used to this torch. Marble mold. Here we go. Let's see, that'll do for right now. Glad to know that people are out there watching, and I am excited about working with this torch, and I'm glad that Adam has it available to me, and that I'm going to teach him a few things with this thing, hopefully. Maybe I'll learn a few things too. Oh yeah. This is getting to be a good size. It's mainly trying to make sure that the angel is centered in the center of the pool or the Pyrex that you're putting around it. In this case, it looks like I've got some air lines or air bubbles in there, and the main thing that you got to remember to do when you're putting, even if you got a couple of bubbles in there, is that you've got to make sure that you make sure that the air lines or bubbles are not elongated, but they're nice round airline or air bubbles instead of, so that they're encased or bubbled out quite nicely with. And I'm definitely going to make sure that the sucker works well. This is the first quartz, or what I call impossible possibility marble, that I've done in a long while, but I plan on doing a lot more in the future, even at my torch. The main reason why I'm over here is doing them is that I have the oven available, and I've got to get my oven up and running. I still have not done that yet, and it's irking me to all get out. I've been running without a good oven for a year or so. My own darn fault. There we go. Oh yeah, that's looking real
Do
good.
me a favor and touch that torch tip every now and then. It should be nothing more than warm.
It's warm, but it's not hot.
Yeah, if it gets hot, you're doing something wrong.
Yes, I know. I'm going to keep it just the way it is. I've learned that.
I mean, if anything, you can crank it up. Like it goes.
Yeah.
You just don't want to run it low. With
Well, I don't need to crank it up at the
if
moment.
you run
I
it
need
low without enough oxygen and too much propane, it'll burn the tip.
Yeah. I don't need to crank it up right now. I just need to add a little bit more glass to this thing.
Thing's pretty hot though, huh?
Yeah. Now you can turn off the sound on yours because I'm hearing that echo.
Gotcha.
But yeah, there was a lot of response when I played with this GTT the other day. There's like a few more hits than normal with the compared to my normal shows, which was pretty interesting. We're going to try to do this for about, I'd say, a good 20 or 30 minutes a hit, and maybe record something for later in the meantime. Oh yeah.
I want to do a really big vortex marble.
Vortex, there you go. I'll show you how to do some of those. Or have you gotten some of those down?
I've done one or two that is a vortex, but I know how they're done. I can't seem to pull it off quite yet. I think I can pull it off better now. It's been a while since I tried one.
And the bigger torch never hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a major bubble, and I should have been paying more attention when I did that, but I didn't. This is the first quartz marble that I've done in so long, it's pathetic.
Can you tungsten it out?
Yeah, there's a possibility, but I'm going to leave it in there for effect. There's still a possibility that it could crack and shatter it, but that's a lot. Let's see. Got two people watching, which is you and somebody else. I'm going to go side to side here. Oh yeah, this is more heat than what I'm used to using. That's the main thing. I really got to get used to playing with this big machine. Maybe there is a way, but I don't know. If you have any questions, talk to me. I have Adam here that can listen to the chat and explain what's going on to me, and I can then try to answer it. But yeah. This quartz, what I call an impossible possibility, it is a really unique thing that I sort of fumbled upon so many years ago. I mean, when I was, I guess in my first decade, or maybe my second decade. I've been at it since '82, guys. So it's been a few decades. A lot of water under the bridge. A lot of learning too, and it's still learning, which is pretty cool. You get a chance to play with a torch that I haven't played with before. Is pretty neat machine. Let's just put it that way. Major amounts. This is a marble, an angel marble. It's going to have like I say, a major bubble coming off of it, but that's part of the aesthetics of it, I guess you could say. The next one I'll do a whole lot better. It's been a while since I've done these.
You want a 3 mil rod?
No.
No?
Maybe when I encase the next one, the dragon, I'll start with 3 mil, layering it or encasing it, so that there's not as many bubbles as this one.
Encasing a big rod, dude. Smush it on there, maybe. No?
Well, that's what I do with this, and it left that big where there was a pocket of air that it just,
Got to grab some.
yeah. But as I layered it in, I didn't do it quite well. Again, this is the first quartz marble that I have done, and I'd have to say a good 2 decades. Tough job. Someone's going to do it, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to call this one, no, smooth out the edges here, and also where I've got the puente going on. It's going to look a little funny, but it'll work.
That torch just looks sweet.
Huh?
Torch looks sweet.
Oh yeah. And I'm glad I was able to tilt the screen instead of it diagonal like it was the last time, because that makes a big difference in how much view that people see.
I'll give you a thumbs up. How about that?
There we go. Every little bit helps. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to tell people about me. But yeah, 100. I think it's 710 subscribers at this point in life, and I'm really excited about that. I haven't even done a video in a couple of weeks. This is going to be my first video in like a week and a half. The last one was the buttons, and nobody even liked that one. But that's the thing about me, is that I am going to do a variety of shows, doing a variety of things, and this is one of them. Doing what I like to do, which is make glass sparkle. Okay. I tapped it off. I'm trying to fire polish where I had the puente. And that one needs to smooth out just a little bit more.
I got some grabbers.
Now this will do. Let it cool just slightly.
That handle's hot. I would grab it with glove.
You're right. Whoa! That's even hotter in there.
That's why I use grabbers.
Oh, there it went. You rolled right down to the side, but life goes on.
Yeah.
Okay. It's in there. It's like Prego. It's in there. Okay, the next one I'm going to do real quick is a little tiny dragon, and I think, how can I show you the size of this thing at the moment? Here's a quarter, or a nickel, size-wise, comparatively. The nickel to the dragon, okay? You see that? Okay. But it's a quartz figurine dragon, which is pretty cool in itself. So what I'm going to do to it is now encase it in borosilicate. And then we're going to call this video quits. Tweezers. Your bucket's down here by my foot, right there. Here. Now we're going to touch it too. About the boro, it's going to melt. So is the quartz with this high plane. That's what I'm worried about.
Put it on the links.
There we go. I don't think I got some hairlines in that this time. What I'm going to do is now touch and then just encase this dragon. And the coolest thing about it is, once it's all big inside the marble, it's going to look... Now you saw what the size was next to the nickel, and when I show you comparatively in the next couple of days, when I get them out of the oven, what they're going to look like, it's really going to surprise you, the size that it's going to look. It's going to look almost double the size of what it was when I started. Oh yeah. still only 3 people watching. That's cool, right?
3 people?
Or 2.
I posted to my timeline and to George Talk.
That's cool. I'm gonna need some more of this 8 mil or 9 mil you got here. Rod.
7 mil?
7 mil.
There's some right there laying on that those rests in front of you.
Okay. Just getting a little bit too short to work with. You know what I mean with this torch.
Yeah, I do. You gotta have cut the rod while you're at the nose.
Another neat thing about doing these marbles is you've again got to learn how to center the figurine inside the marble. And with this boro around the quartz around the boro, you can get it off centered really, really quick if you try. Even if you didn't try it, it could happen. There we go. Little sweet, white, milky quartz dragon. It's looking really, really nice. I plan on doing a few of these in the next little while. Again, I call it an impossible possibility because quartz and Pyrex don't mix, or boro don't mix, but I've made it work. I guess it's either the size of the quartz compared to the boro or what. I'm not sure. Yeah, there's a little air line or air bubble next to one of the arms in this thing, but I'm gonna again let it go. That's half the fun. Now, tilt this down. I think I got enough glass around it at the moment. See if I can make sure it's centered. Oh yeah, that's looking really good. I love my marbles.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I'm going to bring this up to you guys. It's probably glowing too hard and you can't really see it. And I can only do it sideways because it's basically I have to do it sideways where the lens is compared to the camera and how far I had to put it away from the flame so it's not really getting hot. Go figure, right? Okay, wrong one. We're going to use this one. Oh yeah. And I'm going to, after I finish this dragon one, I'm going to call it quits on this stuff. Oh, we got some people saying stuff. What is it, Brian and Amber again? What do they say?
The mentioned glass is very cool. Thanks for sharing.
Oh yeah. I'm going to see if I can't add this a little bit more to the bottom. Make sure that dragon's centered in there. That's half the battle. Again, is making sure that it's centered inside the marble itself. Having a little bit of quartz sticking out at one side or another does not really help. Causes more stress in it than it needs.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Push it down. Pump it in. Oh yeah, this is looking good. You said you had tongs. I'm going to use them this time.
This is why you play.
Okay, that'll work. Looking good. I'm going to elongate it a little bit. And then the other one, I think I didn't take my time with it, but this is what you should be doing to any marble that you really got a figurine or something inside, is you've got to elongate it a little bit. like I just did. You can see it more of an egg shape. Then tilt it in the opposite direction. Let it round into itself again. That makes sure that the glass around what you're doing is flowing quite nicely. And again, if this was a Boro figurine inside there, it'd be going as you do that. But with a quartz figurine inside there, it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to stay exactly the same shape that you put it in, which is sweet. Okay. Also, when you're doing a marble and you want to make sure it's round, the best thing I could tell you to do is to check, like the light source that you got above. You look at it and see if there's any dimples, lines, or creases, and that helps you to heat and smooth out the spots that are really, really heavy duty. Of course, it's not going to be a perfect marble. You can make it a perfect marble if you want to. Take forever, but the idea is to make sure it is as smooth looking as possible as you turn it, so that it's not going like, you know, you'll see that the way that the glass or the light source dances in there, whether you've got it pretty smooth or not. Tap that off. Ooh, yeah.
Watching it time lag really does make you feel like a time traveler.
What, you mean from here to there?
There's a time lag.
Oh yeah, there's like what?
A couple seconds, a second and a half, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Again, I think we're about done with this one. I love my marble. I usually do this. It leaves a nice divot, but then you fire polish it with the torch. That usually takes the divot right on out of it. It's going to still leave a little bit of a divot in there. Again, you will see them in a couple of days, and I will put a reference in down below where you can watch or see these marbles in their final stage. Okay.
Don't forget the glove.
Get my head and let it right on. There we go. Killing dust. Well, folks, it's been swell, folks. I've enjoyed your company. Thank you for being there. As always, carpe vitro, and enjoy your day.